It's time again for the Science Bowl.
Zoo parade for 5. What big teeth the hippo has are actually a pair of these. Science potpourri for 10. Would a snake most likely eat every day? Every week, Dateline Science for 10. Why are some elephants wearing necklaces these days? Green things for 15.
And now, here's your host, Mr. Z himself, Dave Zarin.
Thank you and welcome to the Science Bowl. 2 great teams here today, 6 outstanding young people. Let's meet them right now. First from Deerfield Run Elementary, would you please welcome Chuck to our program here, and Temmie and Christian. And from Magnolia, say hello to Anthony and Michael and Aaron. And now here are the categories of questions we use on the Science Bowl.
Okay, Mr. Z, here's today's categories. Green things, questions about plants and all things green and growing. Zoo parade, a Noah's Ark of questions about animals. Body systems, we'll see how much you know about yourself, about things like breathing and growing and digesting your food. Let's get physical. Questions that test your knowledge of physics and chemistry, earth science and space science. Then there's science potpourri. Here's a grab bag of science questions, everything from air pollution to the kitchen sink. And finally, Dateline Science. We'll ask you about science history and science in the news.
And here on the Science Bowl, we arrange our questions on a game board according to difficulty. Easier questions on the left, worth 5 and 10 points. Tougher ones worth 15, 20, and ultimately 25, the toughest in each category. Both of our teams start out at 50 points apiece. No penalties ever for incorrect answers. At the end of the 2 rounds, one of these 2 good-looking, talented teams will come back to play our game again and perhaps advance to this year's semifinals. Let's go over and make sure everything works properly. Let's go to Deerfield Run. Temmie, would you try the red team's buzzer? Looks good, sounds good. Good luck to you, to Chuck, and to Christian. And Michael, give the green team's buzzer a push. Thank you, young man. Good luck to you, to Anthony, and to Aaron. Congratulations, guys, for being here, representing your schools. We're going to have a good game today. We go alphabetically D before M, so Deerfield and Temmie, let's play the bowl.
Okay, let's get physical for 5. Okay.
You choose.
Okay. Let's get physical for 5.
Let's get physical for 5 points. All right, teams, in our solar system, there are 8 planets now that Pluto's been kicked out. Earth is the 3rd one from the sun, but Earth is what number in terms of size of those 8? It is the what largest? Deerfield Run?
It is the 4th largest.
Not quite. Magnolia, Earth is what rank in terms of size among the 8 planets?
5th.
5th is right. Yes, good comeback. All right. So it's Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, and then Earth. Go, Mike.
Body systems for 15.
Body systems for 15 points. Teams, if you receive drugs in the hospital through IV, those drugs are pouring into what part of your body? IV. Michael.
Pass it to Anthony.
Anthony.
Veins?
Veins, yes, sir. Intravenous. Nicely done, Anthony. Go green.
We'll take, let's get physical for 20.
Let's get physical for 20 points. Teams, the inside of the Statue of Liberty, when it gets dirty, they scrub it with sodium bicarbonate. Sodium bicarbonate is better known to us as this substance that we can use to brush our teeth with or to take odors out of our refrigerators, Deerfield Run.
Fluorine. Fluorine?
Not fluoride. Good try, Magnolia. What do you think? Sodium bicarbonate, otherwise known as this, the same substance we use to take odors out of the refrigerator, and we can even brush our teeth with it.
Salt?
No, baking soda. Baking soda. Sodium bicarbonate, baking soda. Try red. Temmie?
Okay, science potpourri for 10 points.
Science potpourri for 10 points. Teams, down at Montpelier, where President James Madison used to live, there are some slave quarters, and there are students out there right now digging up some of the artifacts to see what life was like back then. They are acting as what kinds of scientists? What are they, Temmie?
No. Archaeologists.
Archaeologists, absolutely right. They are amateur archaeologists. Nicely done, red. Go.
Okay, science potpourri for 5 points.
Potpourri for 5 points. Teams, Native Americans believed that high up in the heavens, these mythological birds caused hail and lightning. Deerfield Run.
Doves.
Pass it to
What you got, Christian?
Doves.
Not doves, no. Mythical birds. Native Americans believed up in the heavens, high in the heavens, were these mythical birds that caused hail and lightning.
Pass it to Aaron.
Crow.
Thunderbirds. Thunderbirds. All right, go red.
Well, let's try.
Okay, science potpourri for 15.
Science potpourri for 15 points is a multiple choice question. Teams, back in World War II, people were trying to alter passports. They were forging them. And they discovered that this kind of acid, I'll give you 3 choices, can take ink away from paper and leave no trace. It's also the same acid that builds up in your muscles when you get tired, which is why you get tired. Is that acid lactic acid, nitric acid, or ascorbic acid? Which of those 3, Deerfield Run?
Nitric?
Not nitric. Is it nitric, ascorbic, or lactic acid that builds up in tired muscles and can take print off a page and leave no trace?
Lactic.
Lactic acid, absolutely right. Good comeback. Go green.
We'll take a Zuparade for 20.
Zuparade for 20 points. All right, teams. If you have a plant that you don't want, you call it a weed. If there's a bug you don't like, you call it a pest. But if you find a mammal like a mouse or a rat that you don't want,
Rodent.
not a rodent. No, you wouldn't call it a rodent. Deerfield Run. Yes, these rodents, oftentimes, they are nuisance animals, and we call them not weeds, not pests, but these V-initial kinds of creatures. Even cockroaches are considered vermin. Vermin. Try again, red.
Okay, what do you think? Body systems for 5.
Body assistance for 5 points. Teams, the third molars in your jaw go by this other name that makes them sound like it makes you smart. Magnolia?
Wisdom teeth.
Wisdom teeth. That's right. You guys are wise. You guys are wise. Yeah, go. Red. Or green, excuse me.
Dateline science for 15.
Dateline science for 15 points. And judges, could we flip this on my podium here, please? Thank you. Dateline science for 15 points is a multiple choice question. Teams, the name Yuri Gagarin is in the history books because, and I'll give you some choices here. Did he invent silly putty? Did he win a Nobel Prize for working with dogs? Or did he pee on the launch pad before they launched him into space? Deerfield Run.
He peed on the launch pad?
Yeah, he did. We don't know why he did that. It was like marking his territory. Now, all astronauts, before they go into space, they take a whiz on the side of the launch pad. The buzzer says first round is over. Boy, it's been a good one. You guys are playing so well. Deerfield Run is 75. Magnolia is at 90. We'll be back with round 2 in just a second. Don't go away. Welcome back to Science Bowl. So nice to have you spend part of your day with us. Here we are in our 32nd season in Prince George's County Public Schools, testing science IQs, and I hope you're testing your own by playing along today. 6 outstanding young men here. Let's meet them and find out about them and their schools. So let's go to Deerfield Run first. School up there in Laurel, Maryland on Route 197. Timmy, tell me about Deerfield Run. Who's your principal?
Miss Wall.
Miss Wall. I know she's out there rooting for you. And who's the sponsor of your team?
Mr. Tucker.
Mr. Tucker, and he's out there too. He's put in a lot of work to get you ready for today. I know you've had some alternates. Can you give me the first names of your alternates? And
Okay.
Christian and Chuck, help him out if he forgets any.
There's Deborah, there's Chigozi, there's Adani, there's Hananel. Is that it?
So we have 4 or 5 alternates out there. So you had a shadow team plus a couple, and we'll bring them all out with Mr. Tucker in just a few moments.
2 of our alternates didn't come.
Okay, well, we appreciate the work because alternates are an integral part of this team, Tammy. Thank you. Tell me something about Deerfield Run you think everybody should know. What's something really neat about your school?
Something really neat. Well,
I know you've got great teachers there because a number of them have been nominees for Teacher of the Year.
Yeah, true. We have amazing teachers, educated. We're lucky enough to have educated, great teachers who can spread their knowledge to us.
That's a wonderful way of putting that. You have a nice way with words, Timmy, and I can see why they made you the captain of the team. What do you want to do someday?
I have no idea. I have a list of jobs. Either be a doctor, a scientist, a a CEO of my own company, a tech-inspired company.
Yeah.
I could be a politician.
Something tells me you can be just about anything you want. You've got a great maturity about you, and when adults like me ask you what you want to do, that's a great answer. I don't know yet. You're young. You got plenty of opportunities yet. Christian, nice to have you here today. Why'd you want to be on the show?
Because it's a very competitive show and it's a point-wise question show.
Yeah, and competition is good because it kind of brings out the best in us many times here. What do you do in your spare time, Christian?
Well, I like reading math and reading science books.
Yeah, and I know you like to read science books, and that is evident because you're doing so well here today. You're really prepared. I like your shirts too, guys. They're all matching shirts over there, up there, dear. You're welcome. And Chuck, tell us about yourself. What do you do in your spare time?
I like to draw and read.
Yeah, readers do so well on the show. Any kind of particular books you like to read?
No.
Yeah, just about any. You're kind of an omnivorous reader, you know,
Yes.
sometimes fiction, nonfiction, whatever. Just reading is the important thing. And someday, what are you going to do?
I want to be I want to be a family doctor.
Yeah, general practitioner. Yeah, those are harder and harder to find, so the world is waiting for you, Chuck. Yeah, nice to have you here. Magnolia, nice to have you with us today. Michael, tell us the Magnolia story. Who is your principal?
Our principal is Dr. Gillens.
Dr. Gillens, yes, and met her last week when your school was gifted with some washers and dryers from the Redskins Foundation. And the sponsor of your team is?
Mr. Allen.
The one and only Mr. Allen, absolutely, and he actually coached a county championship team just a few years back, as I'm sure you know. Magnolia has been a county champion in the past. Any alternates on your team, Mike?
Brandon.
Wonderful. Brandon will be out just a few moments' time. And let me ask you what I asked Temmie. Something special about Magnolia that you like to brag about?
All the extracurricular activities like robotics.
Yeah.
There's also reading club, science club, instrumental, chorus, and more.
Wow, you've got a whole list of things you can do outside of class. It's a wonderful school, as Deerfield Run is too. Thanks for sharing that, Mike. Your goals, what do you want to do?
Well, middle and high school, I want to be in the advanced classes, like honors class, and then and college too. And then after college, I want to become a computer scientist.
You've got that all planned out, and nothing is, I can't imagine anything standing in your way. You're a very serious-minded young man, and you got it together. I can see why you're captain, too. Anthony, tell us the Anthony story. What do you do in your spare time?
I play basketball and I play video games.
Cool. That sounds like good guy stuff to do. And why'd you want to be on the show?
Because I really think it's fun and I like science.
Wow, that's just great. I hope it is fun. I hope you're having some good times here. And Aaron, nice to have you with us today. You told me earlier that you found this an amusing show. Yeah, we're trying to get you to laugh a little bit and kind of share with us what you know. And you know a lot. How do you know so much science?
Because in some of my spare time, I usually study about some random stuff, and sometimes on games I probably play like learning games, and I'll probably learn stuff.
Yeah, and you know, sometimes you find something that just intrigues you and you find out a lot about it, and you never know what it's going to do for you, but it just makes you a more complete person. And so, you know, always follow your instincts that way. What do you want to do someday?
Me, I'm not sure yet, but I'm aiming to be a surgeon.
A surgeon, that's wonderful. Well, we have a possible GP over here too with Chuck. All right, gentlemen, let's get back into the game. 75-90, last correct answer came from the red team. So Temmie, where to next?
Okay, green things for 10.
Green things for 10 points. Teams, after corn and wheat and rice, the most eaten plant food on earth is this spud. Deerfield Run.
I never got that.
Yes.
What do most people eat after those three? You rang in. What's your idea?
Carrots?
Not a carrot. Good try. Rice, corn, wheat. But the fourth most eaten plant food on earth is this spud.
Beans.
Potatoes. A spud is another kind of a slang term for a potato. That's why I thought it would give it to you. Try again, red.
Okay. Okay, let's get physical for 10, please.
Let's get physical for 10 points. Teams, when a spacecraft re-enters Earth's atmosphere after being in outer space, there's a danger that it will burn up because of what force that it encounters.
Friction.
Deerfield Run?
Friction.
Friction, absolutely right. Friction with those air molecules. Yes, sir. Go.
Okay,
Super 8 for 10.
Super 8 for 10.
Super 8 for 10 points. Teams, if you look at a fish, most fish, they're dark on top and they're white on the belly, so that birds flying from the top can't see them, and things underneath that want to eat them look up and see the sky. That's called counter shading, which is also an example of what, since it's trying to blend in, Deerfield Run. Don't just yell out. Go ahead.
Camouflage.
Camouflage. That's what I want to hear. Good. Go.
Okay,
What you got?
Daylight science for 10.
Dateline science for 10, please.
Daylight science for 10 points. Teams, let's see if you've been keeping up on the news. They have just discovered a new species of this O-initialed ape, the only Deerfield Run.
Orangutan.
An orangutan, the only great ape found in South Asia. Good. Deerfield Run. You got a lead.
Body systems for 10.
Body systems for 10 points. Teams, Napoleon famously said, "An army marches not on its feet, but on this organ, Magnolia."
And on his belly, stomach.
Stomach, that's it. Thanks, Anthony. Yeah, you don't feed a soldier, he ain't going anywhere. Go, green.
We'll take green things for 20.
Green things for 20 points. Teams, a Corolla is a Toyota car, but it is also the arrangement of these on a flower. The Corolla is the arrangement of what on a flower?
Petals.
Petals, yes. Good answer. Go red.
Okay,
Which one? Let's go with Super 8 for 15.
Super 8 for 15, please.
Super 8 for 15 points. Christian's your little Svengali over there. All right, this is a multiple choice question for Super 8 and 15. Teams, strange as it may seem, when winter comes, the brain of a little shrew will begin to shrink and only get its size back again in the spring. When something shrinks in science, we say that it estivates, that it abdicates, or it atrophies. Which of those three describes shrinkage in scientific language? Deerfield Run.
Extivates.
Not estivates, no. Does that abdicate, estivate, or atrophy?
The first one.
No, the last one. Atrophy was the right answer. Go again, red.
Okay,
Green things for 5.
Go ahead.
green things for 5, please.
Green things for 5 points. Teams, who knew that plants could count? 1, 2, 3. This plant, only when a bug hits 3 little hairs inside the trap does this plant, Deerfield Run,
Venus
the
flytrap.
Venus flytrap, only then does it snap shut and it's goodbye fly. Go, red.
Okay,
Super 8 for 5.
Super 8 for 5, please.
Super 8 for 5 points. Teams, the University of Florida Gators were embarrassed recently because on the front cover of the football program was one of these reptiles instead, Magnolia.
Snakes.
No. Deerfield Run, the University of Florida Gators were embarrassed because they put
Crocodiles.
this reptile on it.
Crocodile.
They put a crocodile up there, the nerve. Yeah, go red.
Okay,
Let's do the last Dateline science for 5.
Dateline science for 5.
Dateline science for 5 points. Teams, these little toys that you twirl on your finger, Magnolia.
Fidget spinners.
Fidget spinners, yeah. Some people say that they're also tools that help with ADHD and other things like that, but they're just fun. Go green. Thank you, Anthony.
Body systems for 25.
Body systems for 25, big one in that category. Teams, there is a comic strip called Family Circus about little kids, and the little girl says to her mom, "Guess what? I just got an MMR shot. Mumps, measles, and rebellion." What did she mean to say?
She got her vaccinations.
No, you're missing the point. Deerfield Run, the little girl said, "I just got my MMR shot. Mumps, measles, and rebellion." She didn't mean to say rebellion. What did she mean to say for 25 points?
To say
Rubella. Rubella is the MMR. Go again, please, green. You're down 30 points, Mike.
Zoo parade for 25.
Zoo parade for 25 points is a visual question. Look at the monitor in the studio, if you would, gentlemen. This animal that is related to the camel is called a guanaco, and it lives 14,000 feet up in the Andes. See the snow up there? The oxygen up there is very thin. It's hard to breathe. The only way they can live there is because inside their blood vessels, they have 4 times the number of these that we do.
Red blood cells.
Red blood cells. Yes, sir. Good. Red. Go.
Okay. Christian.
Let's get physical for 15.
Okay, let's get physical for 15, please.
Let's get physical for 15 points. Teams, if a water droplet breaks up white light into all 7 colors of the rainbow, that water droplet is acting just like what piece of Deerfield Run?
What piece of what?
Be ready with an answer in case I come to you.
Diamond?
Not a diamond. That water droplet is like what kind of piece of glass that breaks up light into 7 colors?
Prism.
Prism, that's right. That's the comeback I wanted. Go green.
Let's get physical for 25.
Let's get physical for 25 points. Team, some of the highest mountains in Colorado, in the Rockies, are named for clouds. There's a Mount Cumulus, a Mount Cirrus, a Mount Nimbus, and this other one, Mount S initialed, talks about the layered...
Stratus.
Stratus, yeah, the layered clouds, Mount Stratus. Yes, indeed. Good answer. Go, Temmie.
Okay, Christian.
Green things for 15.
Green things for 15, please.
Green things for 15 points. If you go shopping with your mom and you're buying orange juice, it is usually labeled how much of this it contains.
Pulp.
Pulp, that's right, Magnolia, or how much it doesn't. Go.
We'll take science potpourri for 25.
Potpourri for 25 points is a visual question. Look at the monitor if you would, please. This bird on the right is called a whooping crane, and it was born from an egg in captivity. No mother. So that woman is dressed up like its mother, and the little bird thinks that is its mother. That process is called imprinting.
Imprinting.
It is imprinting, yes indeed. You didn't need my other choices. Anthony says, you push that buzzer, man, and you did. Nicely done. Go.
We'll take... Dateline for 25. Dateline for 25.
Dateline for 25 points. Teams, what famous scientist's PhD called Expanding Universes has been downloaded over 2 million times. This is the man who has been confined to a wheelchair his whole life, Magnolia.
Stephen Hawking.
Stephen J. Hawking, absolutely right. When they put his PhD, his dissertation out there, they couldn't keep up with the number of downloads. Our score is tied, 185 all. We can say we've got 4 questions left here, and the choice goes to Michael.
Science potpourri for 20.
Science potpourri for 20 points. Teams, you might not be able to throw a football like Tom Brady, the quarterback, but you can't eat like him because he eats only natural foods, foods that have not gone through what P initial process.
Pollination.
Not pollination, Deerfield Run.
Pasteurization.
No, processed foods. Processed foods, all right? I gave it away in the question. Go green again.
Body systems for 20.
Body systems, 20 points, teams. The Suez Canal connects the Mediterranean Sea and the Red Sea. Your body's alimentary canal connects what 2 openings? Temmie?
No.
What you got?
Your...
Be ready, Magnolia.
Your arteries and your veins?
No, not your arteries and your veins. The Suez Canal connects the Red Sea and the Mediterranean Sea. Your body's alimentary canal connects what 2 openings?
Your epiglottis and your...
Nope. Your mouth and your anus. In and out. Go. Green.
Green. Datelines for 20.
Dateline for 20 points. Teams, our sleep patterns changed forever when this man invented the incandescent light bulb. Magnolia.
Thomas Edison.
Thomas Edison is right. Yes, indeed. All right. We have one. We're not going to get to that last question. The buzzer says our game is over. We'll be right back with a wrap-up. Don't go away. Welcome back to Science Bowl. What a game. Came down to that last question. We've got some long faces here in the studio. There shouldn't be because all 6 of these young people acquitted themselves beautifully. Let's have a nice round of applause for everybody here, for everybody. Our final tally is Deerfield Run 185, Magnolia. You pulled it out at the end, 205. Congratulations to Aaron and Mike and Anthony. Michael, he's shedding tears over there. He's so excited. And Brandon back there, congratulations to your team and Mr. Allen as well for being such a great coach. And Deerfield, you guys, you gave it the best shot you could. Chuck and Temmie and Christian, you played a wonderful game. I want to see you come back and play again because I know you guys can come back. And look at all the alternates, Chigozie, Adeni, Hananel, and Deborah. And Mr. Tucker, thank you for always bringing us such a great team here. Thank you for watching. Hope to see you next time on another edition of Science Bowl. I'm Dave Zarin. See you then. Bye-bye.